Welcome. I am so glad you are here today. Please take a moment to listen closely. This is not just another video on your screen. This is not just a collection of nice words meant to make you smile for a moment. This is a wake-up call for your soul. Today, I want to share a secret with you. It is a secret that can change the way you see the world forever. Think about the things people want most. Many people want a lot of money. Others wish they were born with a special talent or a very high intelligence. But there is something much more powerful than money. There is something more important than talent. There is something more rare than being the smartest person in the room. That something is called value. I am talking about your personal value. At Fluent Harbor, we want you to understand a hard truth about life. In this big world, people do not always treat you based on how kind your heart is. They do not reward you just because you work very hard or stay late at the office. They do not pay you just for your time. Most people do not stop to ask how much you have suffered or how hard your journey has been. Instead, the world responds to your value. People listen to your value. They respect your value. They pay for your value. They follow your value. If you ever feel like the world is ignoring you, please do not be sad. If you feel like people do not take you seriously, or if you feel invisible and unappreciated, listen to me. It is not because you are useless. It is not because you are unlucky. It is simply because they do not see your value yet. Now you might ask, whose job is it to show them my value? The answer is simple. It is yours. You must understand that value is not something you are born with like the color of your eyes. It is not something you get from your family or your city. It does not matter what school you went to or what happened in your past. Value is something you build. You build it with your daily work. You build it with discipline and silence. Once you raise your value, the world changes around you. Suddenly, nobody can ignore you anymore. Nobody can replace you. Nobody can treat you like you are nothing. People will start to pay attention to what you say. They will respect you without you even asking for it. They will follow your lead without you having to beg. In this world, you do not need to fight for a seat at the table. You just need to become so valuable that a seat is made for you automatically. Let me say this again because it is the most important truth you will ever hear. You cannot create more time in a day, but you can create more value in yourself. We do not get paid for our time. We get paid for our value. You can choose to cry about being ignored, or you can choose to quietly become too valuable to be ignored ever again. Today, I am going to give you 9 rules. These rules are not soft or sugar-coated. They are for people who want to be the best version of themselves. Are you ready to stop being average? Are you ready to build value so high that the world has no choice but to respect you? I will explain everything in a simple and powerful way. Even if your English is basic, you will understand. Even if your confidence is low, you can still grow. Take a deep breath. This is the beginning of your new life. Let us begin with the first rule of your transformation. I want you to feel this deep in your heart. Rule number 1 is this: stop being too available and start becoming truly valuable. At Fluent Harbor, we want you to think about how the world works. Let me ask you a very simple question. If something is always easy to find and easy to get, do people value it more or do they value it less? The answer is always less. Imagine you are walking into a store. You look down and see a beautiful diamond sitting right there on the floor. There is no security guard watching it. There is no velvet box to protect it. There is no price tag and no one is paying attention to it. What would you think? You would probably think it is fake. Even if that diamond is 100% real, your brain will not treat it as something precious. Why? Because availability kills respect. This is exactly how it works with people, too. If you always say yes to every request, you are like that diamond on the floor. If you are always online and reply to every message in 1 second, your value drops. If you are the one who always texts first and you are always available for anyone, anytime, and anywhere, people will slowly stop seeing your worth. It happens without you even knowing it. People will start to think that you will always be there no matter how they treat you. They might think, I can ignore them today because they will still care about me tomorrow. That is the exact moment you stop being respected. That is when you stop being valued and you just become like background noise in other people's lives. You might think you are being nice or helpful, but often you are just hurting yourself. Here is the truth: if you do not give importance to yourself, no one else will ever give it to you. I know this can be very hard to hear. Maybe you are a kind person and you do not want to hurt anyone's feelings. Maybe you feel that saying no is rude or that being quiet will make you feel lonely. But you must understand that saying no is how you protect your soul. Being less available is how you create the space for others to respect you. You are not a product that is always on sale for a cheap price. You are not a discount version of yourself. You should not be always open, like a 24-hour shop. You are a limited edition, and it is time you started acting like one. This means you do not have to reply to every message instantly. You do not have to say yes to plans or parties that you do not really like. Stop letting people waste your time and energy with things that do not matter. Do not keep showing up for people who never show up for you. Instead, start to schedule your time. Respect your own energy. Choose the people you spend time with very carefully. When you learn to set boundaries without feeling guilty, your life will change. When people know that your time is precious, they will treat you differently. When they realize your attention is limited, they will listen more closely. When they see that your presence is a privilege, they will speak to you with real respect. They will stop wasting your time and they will never take you for granted again. Remember, when something is rare, it becomes a treasure. That is how diamonds work, and that is how you should work. Stop begging for attention and start building your value. Now we move to rule number 2, and this is where your future begins to take shape. At Fluent Harbor, we want you to understand a very important secret about success. The world does not reward you just for trying hard. It does not give you prizes just for being busy all day. The world rewards results, and the best results come from mastery, not from doing a little bit of everything. Let us look at the people around us. Most people are very busy every single day. They are always running, always working, and always doing something. But very few of those people are actually valuable to the world. Why is that? It is because they have never stopped to master one powerful skill that people truly need. They jump from one idea to another like a bird hopping from branch to branch. One day they want to be a YouTuber, then a week later they want to be a trader. Then they try to be a writer or a coach or a designer, but they never stay with one thing long enough to become great at it. Because they quit too soon, they stay average. And in this world, being average makes you invisible. If you want to be high value, you must change your path. You want your income to grow, right? You want people to come looking for you instead of you always chasing them. To make that happen, you must stop trying to be everything and start becoming excellent at one thing. When you master one high-value skill, something magical happens. You become useful. You become needed. You become someone people trust and someone people are happy to pay. Think about the most successful people you know. Think about leaders like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs or great athletes like Cristiano Ronaldo. They all have one thing in common. They became world-class at one specific skill. For Elon Musk, it was engineering and vision. For Ronaldo, it was discipline and athletic performance. That one skill opened the door to every other success in their lives. Once they became valuable in one area, they earned the right to grow into other areas. But most people try to skip this step. They want the big house and the fancy lifestyle without building the skill power first. It simply does not work that way. If you want real value, you must become excellent. If you want success, you must become unforgettable at one thing. If you master just one high-value skill, it can change your entire life. It can replace your boring job. It can help you start your own business and build your confidence. It makes people respect your voice and gives you the freedom to travel. It connects you with high-level people and attracts clients from all over the world. People do not want kind of good anymore. They want excellence. There are many skills you can choose from today. You could learn public speaking, sales, or writing. You could learn how to use AI tools, how to code, or how to create content on YouTube. You do not need a fancy degree from a university to do this. You do not need 10 years of waiting, and you do not need to be a genius. You only need focus, practice, and a lot of patience. If you feel lost, do not try to fix everything at once. Just fix your skill. Build your value by becoming great at something the world needs. Do not stop until you are world class. When your skill becomes rare, you become priceless. Now we reach rule number 3. This rule is about a power that most people completely forget. At Fluent Harbor, we want you to learn to speak less, move in silence, and let your presence do the talking. We live in a world where everyone is shouting. Everyone wants to be seen. People post every little thought, every meal they eat, and every dream they have on the internet. You become much more powerful when you do the opposite. Have you ever noticed that the most powerful people in a room are often the ones who speak the least? A loud voice is often used to hide a weak mind, but the person who stays calm and quiet, they are the ones who truly own the room. When you speak less and move in silence, something very interesting happens. People become curious about you. They start to pay attention because they want to know what you are thinking. Your value rises automatically when you stop begging for attention. By staying quiet, you create a feeling of mystery and strength. This is real power. This is what it means to be high value. Most people talk before they even think. They tell their secrets to people who do not care. They share their big goals with people who will never help them. They argue just to feel important. But here is a hard truth. The more you talk, the less people actually listen to you. The more you try to explain yourself, the less respect you get. Real value does not need to chase attention. Real value is felt in how you stand, how you look at people, and how you make decisions. Imagine two people. Person A walks in talking loudly about how smart they are. Person B walks in calmly, listens to everyone, and only speaks when they have something important to say. Who would you respect more? You would respect person B's silence creates a mystery that makes people want to know more about you. When you stop telling everyone your next move, your energy becomes much stronger. People cannot see what you are doing, but they can feel you growing. You become safe from people who are jealous because they do not know your plans. You are working while they are just talking. Speaking less does not mean you have to be cold or mean to people. It just means you do not speak just to fill the quiet. You do not share your life story with people who have not earned it. You protect your energy. You let your results be the loudest thing about you. When you listen more than you talk, you learn things that other people miss. Start practicing this today. Before you speak, take a breath and pause for 2 seconds. This shows that you are in control of yourself. Stop posting every idea you have on social media. Let your hard work surprise everyone later. Build your business or learn your skill quietly. When you finally succeed, people will ask how you did it. You will just smile because you were too busy building value to seek their attention. Remember, a lion does not need to roar to show it is a lion. The ocean is very deep, which is why it does not make noise like a shallow little river. Power is silent. Value is quiet. If you want to be high value, stop talking and start becoming. When you master the art of silence, you become truly unstoppable. Now we come to rule number 4, which is a very special way to protect your power. At Fluent Harbor, we believe that in a world where everyone is shouting for attention, there is something very attractive about a person who remains a mystery. Mystery is like a magnet. When people cannot guess what you are thinking or what you will do next, you become very interesting and high value. Mystery does not mean you are hiding or being mean. It simply means you are protecting your energy from people who have not earned the right to see it yet. Most people share too much. They post their mistakes, their breakfast, and their dreams online every single hour. They are hungry for likes and attention. But here is a secret. If people can predict everything you do, they stop respecting you. Predictability makes you feel common, but mystery makes you feel precious. You do not need to announce every goal you have. For example, if you want to get healthy and strong, you do not need to post a photo from the gym every single day. You do not need to tell everyone, I am going to lose weight. Instead, just go quiet. Work hard when no one is watching. Build your strength in private. Then one day you show up looking powerful and confident. Everyone will wonder, how did they change so much? That is the power of mystery. To practice this in your daily life, stop telling people your next move. Let your actions be the surprise. Keep your biggest dreams between you and the universe. Not everyone needs to hear your vision. If someone asks you too many questions, it is okay to say very little. You can simply smile and say, "You will see." That sentence is very powerful because it protects your energy and keeps people guessing. When you are mysterious, you stop being like everyone else. You become one in a million. People will start to whisper about you. They will wonder why they feel your presence even when you are not saying a word. This makes you magnetic. When you are magnetic, you never have to chase people or success again. They will start to move toward you. Pull back a little bit today. Go silent and get powerful. Let the world wonder who you are becoming. When you become mysterious, you become a person that no one can ignore. You are building a life that is deep and strong, just like the quiet parts of the ocean. We now arrive at rule number 5, and this is a rule that requires a lot of courage. At Fluent Harbor, we want you to realize that you can be very motivated and very disciplined, but if you are surrounded by the wrong people, you will eventually lose your value. Your circle is like a mirror. It shows you who you are and, more importantly, who you are going to become. The people you spend your time with are training your mind every single day, whether you see it or not. How do you know if you need to find a new circle of friends? Pay attention to how you feel. Do you feel small when you are around them? Do they laugh at you when you talk about your big dreams and goals? Every time you try to improve your life, do they try to pull you back down to their level? If you feel tired and drained after talking to them, instead of feeling inspired, then you are in the wrong place. That is not a true friendship, it is a trap. When you stay in a low-value circle, you start to doubt yourself. You start to make your dreams smaller just so your friends feel comfortable. You might even start to join in on gossip and drama because that is all they do. The longer you stay with the wrong people, the more invisible your true value becomes. You are being loyal to people who are making your dream feel further away. Imagine you are trying to climb a very tall mountain while carrying a heavy backpack. Every step is painful, and you want to give up because the weight is too much. But then you realize the weight is not yours, it is the people you are carrying. These are people who should be walking beside you, but instead they are hanging onto your back and pulling you down. Now imagine how it feels to drop that heavy bag. Suddenly you feel light, you move fast, and you can see the top of the mountain clearly. That is what happens when you upgrade your circle. You do not need to fight with your old friends or shout at them. Just observe and notice who helps you grow and who blocks your future. Create some space. Take a step back and let the distance speak for itself. You can add new voices to your life by following smart mentors online and watching videos that lift you up. Even these digital voices can be your new, better circle. Do not be afraid of being alone for a while. Loneliness is not a punishment. It is a time for you to prepare for greatness. You can say goodbye to old habits and old friends silently. You do not owe anyone a big argument, but you do owe yourself peace. There is a saying that you become just like the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to be a lion, you must stop walking with sheep. Some people simply will not grow, and you have to accept that. But you must choose. Do you want to stay comfortable with them, or do you want to grow without them? Staying with the wrong people will cost you your time, your confidence, and your destiny. Your potential is far too real to stay small just to make others feel okay. From today, ask yourself if the people in your life are feeding your future or draining it. Do they celebrate when you win, or do they get jealous? Your value will multiply when you walk with people who believe in you and match your energy. Let go of the old world and surround yourself with power. We are now moving to rule number 6, which is about how you present yourself to the world. At Fluent Harbor, we want you to understand that you must become a mirror of your own value. It does not matter how smart, kind, or talented you are. The very first thing the world will do is judge you based on how you look. Some people say this is not fair, but it is just how human beings work. We judge a book by its cover before we ever read the first page. Your appearance is not just about your face or your clothes. It is about your energy and your self-respect. When you show up looking like you do not care about yourself, other people will not care about you either. If you look messy, tired, or unprepared, people will lower your value in their minds before you even open your mouth to speak. But when you walk into a room looking sharp, clean, and confident, everything changes. People start to listen more closely to what you say. They change their tone of voice to be more polite. They respect you faster because they assume you are someone important. This is the silent power of taking care of your appearance. Many people make the mistake of thinking that caring about looks is vain or shallow. They say, only what is on the inside counts. But think about it this way. You might have a heart of gold inside you, but if you present yourself like cheap plastic, no one will ever come close enough to see that gold. Your outside look is not for showing off to others. It is for showing that you value yourself. If you look like you have given up on yourself, people will treat you like someone who has no value left. You do not need to buy expensive designer clothes or be a supermodel. You do not need to be rich to look good. Investing in your appearance means dressing with a plan and looking like you care about the details. It means having good hygiene, standing up straight, and moving with confidence. Your appearance is like a visual resume that tells your story before you say a single word. Imagine two people going for a job interview. One person walks in with a clean, ironed shirt, polished shoes, and their head held high. The other person walks in with messy hair, a wrinkled shirt, and looks very tired. Even if they have the same skills, the first person will get more respect every single time. Their look tells the room, I am serious, I am ready, and I have value. From today, try to dress like the future version of yourself. Ask yourself, would the successful person I want to be wear this today? Keep your clothes clean and make sure they fit you well. Always try to smell good, as a clean scent shows you have discipline. Fix your posture. Standing tall can instantly make you feel twice as powerful. Take care of yourself even when no one is watching, because you are watching, and that is what matters most. It tells the world that you respect this moment and you are ready to own the room. People trust people who look like they have their life together. They open doors for people who look like they belong in the room. You cannot control what people think, but you can control what they see. Show up like you are going somewhere great. Now we come to rule number 7, which is perhaps the most difficult but the most rewarding of all. At Fluent Harbor, we want you to master your emotions. If you want to be a high-value person, you must stop letting your feelings drive your life. Most people are like a leaf in the wind. If someone says something mean to them, they get angry and ruin their whole day. If things do not go their way, they cry or give up immediately. They are slaves to their emotions. But a person of high value is different. A high-value person is like a giant rock in the middle of a stormy ocean. The waves can hit the rock, the wind can howl around it, and the rain can pour down, but the rock does not move. It stays strong and calm. This is called emotional control. When you control your emotions, you control your life. When you react to every little thing people say or do, you give them power over you. Think about it. If someone can make you angry with just one sentence, they are your master. You are letting them pull your strings like a puppet. But when you stay calm, even when people are trying to upset you, you win. You show that your peace is more important than their drama. You show that you are the boss of your own mind. This makes you look incredibly powerful and mature in the eyes of others. Children react to everything because they do not know any better, but you are growing. You are building a high-value life. To do this, you must learn to pause. When something bad happens, do not scream. When someone is rude, do not be rude back. Take a deep breath. Count to 3. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. Most things are just noise that does not deserve your attention. When you master your emotions, you make better decisions. You don't say things you will regret later. You don't quit your goals just because you feel tired today. You keep moving forward because you are led by your vision, not by your temporary feelings. Feelings come and go like the weather, but your value should stay steady and strong. Start practicing this in small ways. If someone cuts you off in traffic, stay calm. If a friend forgets to call you, do not get upset. If you make a mistake at work, do not hate yourself. Just fix it and move on. The more you practice staying calm, the stronger you become. People will notice that you are not easily shaken. They will see that you have a cool head, and they will trust you more. Remember, the person who can stay calm while everyone else is panicking is the person who becomes the leader. Power belongs to the person who can stay silent and think clearly under pressure. Do not let your heart be a playground for other people's opinions. Protect your peace. Own your reactions. When you control your emotions, you become a person that others look up to with deep respect. You become the master of your own destiny. Now we reach rule number 8, and this is a rule that will give you your time and your freedom back. At Fluent Harbor, we want you to understand that no is a complete sentence. It is one of the shortest words in the English language, but it is also one of the most powerful tools you will ever own. Most people are afraid of this word. They think that saying no will make people dislike them. They think it makes them look mean or selfish. But in reality, the inability to say no is what actually lowers your value. Think about a person who always says yes. When someone asks them for a favor, they say yes, even if they are tired. When someone asks them to go to a party they don't like, they say yes, even if they have work to do. When someone treats them poorly, they stay quiet and accept it. What happens to this person? They become a people pleaser. And the sad truth about people pleasers is that while everyone uses them, very few people actually respect them. They are seen as easy, and people don't value what is easy. When you say yes to everyone else, you are often saying no to yourself. You are saying no to your own rest. You are saying no to your own goals. You are saying no to your own peace of mind. Every time you accept an invitation you don't want or take on a task that isn't yours, you are telling the universe that your time is not important. You are telling the world that anyone can use you however they want. This is a very dangerous way to live. High-value people understand that their time is their most precious asset. They know that they cannot do everything for everyone. They have a vision for their life, and they protect that vision with the word no. Saying no does not mean you are a bad person. It means you are a focused person. It means you have boundaries. It means you respect yourself enough to choose how you spend your energy. Imagine you have a beautiful garden. If you let everyone walk through it, pick the flowers, and throw trash on the grass, your garden will soon be ruined. But if you put up a fence and a gate, your garden stays beautiful. The word no is the fence for your life. It keeps out the noise and the people who don't belong there. It allows you to grow your own flowers and build your own strength in peace. You can say no with kindness and a smile. You don't have to be angry. You can simply say, I would love to help, but I cannot do that right now, or thank you for thinking of me, but I have other plans. You do not even have to explain what those plans are. Your time belongs to you. You do not owe anyone an explanation for how you use your life. When you start saying no, some people might get upset. They might call you different or say that you have changed. That is okay. Those are usually the people who are benefiting from your lack of boundaries. The people who truly love and respect you will actually admire your strength. They will see that you are a person of principle. They will realize that when you finally do say yes, it really means something. Practice saying no today. Start with the small things. If you are tired, say no to that extra phone call. If you are busy, say no to that unnecessary meeting. Watch how your confidence grows. Watch how people start to ask for your time instead of just taking it. By saying no to the wrong things, you are finally making room to say yes to the life you were meant to live. We have reached rule number 9, the final and most important rule of all. At Fluent Harbor, we want you to understand that the greatest project you will ever work on is yourself. In this world, people spend a lot of money on things that lose value. They buy expensive phones that break. They buy fancy cars that get old. They buy clothes that go out of style. But there is one investment that never fails. There is one investment that only grows over time. That investment is you. Think of your mind like a garden. If you do not plant good seeds, weeds will grow all by themselves. If you do not feed your brain with good information, it will fill up with junk, gossip, and fear. High-value people are always learning. They are always reading books. They are always listening to mentors. They are always looking for ways to become 1% better than they were yesterday. They know that their bank account can only grow as much as their mind grows. Self-investment is not just about books and skills. It is also about how you treat your body. Your body is the vehicle that carries you to your dreams. If you eat junk food all day and never move, your engine will fail. High-value people respect their health. They drink water. They sleep enough so their brain can rest. They exercise because they know that a strong body builds a strong mind. When you feel healthy and full of energy, your value naturally rises because you are ready to take on the world. Many people say, I don't have time to exercise, or I don't have money to learn something new. But these are just excuses. You can walk for 20 minutes for free. You can watch educational videos online for free. You can find books at a library for free. The truth is, you always have time for what you truly value. If you do not invest in yourself, why should anyone else invest in you? If you do not take yourself seriously, the world will follow your lead and ignore you. Every dollar you spend on your education is worth more than $1,000 spent on toys. Every hour you spend practicing a skill is better than 10 hours spent watching television. When you invest in yourself, you are telling the universe, I believe in my future. You are building a foundation that no one can take away from you. A house can burn down and money can be stolen, but your knowledge, your health, and your character belong to you forever. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you. Stop waiting for a lucky break or a magic moment. You are the hero of your own story. You are the one who must do the work. Start today. Buy that book. Take that course. Wake up 30 minutes earlier to move your body. Eat food that gives you strength. Surround yourself with information that makes you feel powerful. When you make yourself a priority, the world starts to treat you like a priority. You become a person of depth and substance. You become someone who has something to offer. At Fluent Harbor, we want to see you shine. We want to see you become so valuable that you become a light for others. Remember, you are your greatest asset. Treat yourself with the respect and the care that a treasure deserves. Your future self will thank you for the work you are doing right now. Now we have reached the end of our journey today, but for you, this is actually the beginning. We have talked about many things. We talked about being rare like a diamond and mastering a skill that the world needs. We talked about the power of silence, the importance of your circle, and the strength of controlling your emotions. We even talked about the courage to say no and the necessity of investing in your own mind and body. These are the tools. These are the rules of Fluent Harbor. But knowing these rules is not enough. Watching this video is not enough. You can listen to these words and feel excited for 10 minutes, but if you go back to your old habits tomorrow, nothing will change. The world does not care what you know, it only cares what you do. Life does not reward your intentions, it rewards your actions. You are at a crossroads right now. You can choose to stay the same, or you can choose to rise. Think about the old version of you, the version that felt ignored, the version that felt unimportant or invisible. That version of you served a purpose, but it is time to let it go. You must have the strength to walk away from the person you used to be so you can become the person you were meant to be. This transformation will not be easy. There will be days when you feel tired. There will be people who try to pull you back into the mud because they are afraid of your growth. When those moments come, remember this: your value is your responsibility. You are respected based on how rare you are. You are paid based on how sharp your mind is. You are loved based on how deeply you love and respect yourself first. You can cry, you can pray, and you can hope, but unless you become valuable, the world will stay the same. Let this be the moment you say, enough. I am done living under my potential. I am done being a shadow. From today, I want you to raise your value. Do not wait for next week or next month. Do not wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time is a myth. Start now. Walk away from the noise. Keep your peace sacred. Speak less and work harder. Look sharper and stand taller. Surround yourself with warriors and thinkers, not people who just complain about life. Let your silence be so loud that it terrifies the people who once ignored you. One day, not too far from today, someone from your past will see you. They will look at the way you carry yourself. They will see the light in your eyes and the strength in your voice. They will say you have changed, and you will not need to explain yourself. You will simply smile and reply, "No, I finally remembered who I was meant to be." You will realize that the value was always inside you. You just had to do the work to bring it out. At Fluent Harbor, we are here to guide you, but you are the one who must walk the path. If this message touched your heart today, if it made you feel stronger or made you see your life differently, do not keep it to yourself. This is how we grow, by sharing light with others. This is not the end of our story. This is the first chapter of your high-value life. Hit that subscribe button to stay on this journey with us. Share this with one person who needs to hear it. Leave a comment below that says, "I choose value over noise." It is a small step, but it is a promise to yourself. Take a deep breath. The world is waiting for the new you. And if you are ready to keep growing, I will be right here waiting for you in our next video. Be bold, stay silent, and build your value.